Please step forward.
1922, Kansas City, Missouri. A young man fired from his job as a cartoonist by a boss who says he can't draw gets by making silent cartoons for local theaters. He's not a skilled artist, and these first attempts at animation are crude and one-dimensional. His drawing will never really progress, but within 2 decades, he will have transformed animation into an American art form. His name is Walter Elias Disney.
Walt has been sheltered by everybody, like the American flag. You don't dare say anything against Walt because it's like spitting on the flag. Walt did a lot of things that were reprehensible and completely unlike the image of Uncle Walt. Uncle Walt was a rascal.
And we're talking about exactly 3 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. A very blessed and, wonderful, entering into now the shock of the hour. Just reminding you once again, this is Radio Anu, talking about RadioAnu.com. The international flavor, of course, the universal spice. And of course, as I said, you are definitely in tune to the mystic vibration. And we are now into the part of the program that is known as the shock of the hour. So I'm, hopeful that you are well comfortable. And for those of you who are regular listeners, you would know for sure that this evening, this Monday evening, let me just make sure I give you the date, the 9th of April 2018, so you could just keep up with where we are. This will be the 4th part. This is part 4 now of the series that we've been doing entitled what? The Secret Science Behind Cartoons. And I will say again, that many of you, I'm sure a good amount of you, came into contact with your brother Priest Isaac for the very first time years ago with the Fairy Tale Folly Days and Nursery Crimes lecture that I did in Tortola. And some of you also have come across the Fairy Tale Folly Days and Nursery Crimes, The Judgment. And these videos, of course, you'll notice you don't really find them on my YouTube page, but they got out, and I know some of you even contact me hoping to buy them, and these are not documentaries that I directly sell. But anyway, the point is, most of you have already heard my ideas, what I really think about not just the science of the cartoons, but the origin of them, the reason for them, etc. But what we're dealing with now, if you've listened to the first 3 parts of this series, and do you know I have uploaded all 3 parts to the YouTube, so for and I think I might upload this part to the YouTube as well. I'm not sure, but more than likely I'm going to upload this not series, but this episode here, which is part 4 of the series. More than likely I'll upload it to YouTube. But what tonight is really like a forerunner for tomorrow night. Tomorrow is going to be the 10th day of April 2018. So make sure you're in the house tomorrow night, because basically we're going to be, going into some of the deeper secrets of the Walt Disney, some of which some of you have already heard, but we're going to break it down more tomorrow, and as I said, some of you have already heard, because of course, right on my YouTube channel. Anyone that is going to check my YouTube channel, you could go on my YouTube channel, Priest Isaac YouTube channel. And while you're there, if you have not, please subscribe. I'll be very thankful for that. And like the video as well, if you're going to watch it on video. Like the video as well. And when you go into my channel, you could look for a specific video entitled The Secret Messages of Cartoons Hidden in the Bible. Imagine that. So all you have to do is type my name. You could just Google my name, Priest Isaac, Bible, Secret, and maybe cartoon, and the video will come up. And that will definitely assist you as we go into the reasoning tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow is not going to be the final edition of this. I don't even know how many episodes that we're going to have of this. And let me just say, for those who are waiting, I know I have some ones that are waiting and saying, yeah, when this series is complete, I'm going to contact Priest Isaac and tell him I want the whole series. Now, keep in mind, I don't know how much or how many episodes we're going to do. I'm just going to do it until I think we've exhausted the topic. Because it's not as if we're just talking cartoons. It's not as if the listener can say, oh, every night he's talking about cartoons. Not exactly. Yes, we're talking about the secret science behind cartoons, but because the secret science behind cartoons is deeper than most of us even know, that is why the angle that we're taking it from will be deeper than most will even know. Look at what we spoke about, not last night, but Thursday evening. What did we speak about? Old MacDonald. The real secret behind Old MacDonald Farm. And that was a very scholarly program, if I do say so myself. We took time in what we did. We went into the whole anatomy of the human being, and showed that the human being, specifically according to the anatomy that it has the anatomy or the body or the structure of a herbivore. That was a very scientific and I think direct presentation, and I'm very thankful for all those who commented on such. And we proved beyond any shadow of a doubt that a human being for sure is not a carnivore. You argue omnivore? We even took that away because even the horse has canine teeth. You know? So the point is that we took time to break down the sorcery behind old MacDonald and his so-called farm. So it's important for you now, as I said, don't wait until we're done with this series to say you want all 29 episodes, you know. As I said, I'm just saying that I doubt we're going to have 29 episodes, but we can. Trust me, we can. But I would draw that 29. And we may stop at 7 or 9 the most. But believe me, this can go on and on. Every cartoon character can get a program. And how long would that take? And we haven't really gone into a cartoon character as yet, as such. We've been breaking down what? The science. Good. So now, what we want to do even this evening, when we go into this realms is going to be, I wouldn't say it's going to be different, but the realms thereof is going to be powerful, something for us to really look into, on the highest of levels. Because now, as we began, you heard us, directly, highlighting Walt Disney. And as I said, tomorrow we'll be going deeper into his science. I will encourage those who have not subscribed, you still can subscribe to the Mystic Vibration Shock of the Hour monthly subscription to get this program. Every specific edition, you get it in your inbox. For those who do not know, let me just say quickly, at the end of the program tonight, those who are a part of the subscription group, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go into their email, email them, I should say. This program tonight is going to go in their inbox. So I have people that have subscribed to the Mystic Vibration and they're not even listening now. Why? Because they're at work or they're somewhere else or they're not in a position to listen. But they're not going to miss tonight's program. Even if I don't put it on the YouTube, they're still going to get it because I'm going to send it straight to their inbox. I'm going to email it to them. So for a small cost of only 50 United States currency dollars, you can get every edition. Imagine that. Every edition of the Mystic Vibration. Obviously, the whole secret science behind cartoons. If you were to subscribe now, you'll definitely get the whole series, the secret science behind cartoons. Although tonight is the 4th episode, because really, when you subscribe, when you pay for your monthly subscription, you actually start to get the program from the day that you paid. So if you were to call me after this program and say, hey, Priest Isaac, I would like to subscribe for the monthly program. I'm going to wire you the money now or tomorrow or whatever. The first program you should get will be the program tomorrow night. But if you subscribe now, before tomorrow night, I could promise you that we would give you you will start to receive the programs from the first episode of The Secret Science Behind Cartoons. Now that definitely would be good, because when the series is done, this is what I'm trying to show you. When the series is done and we do 7 or even 9 programs, because I mean people contact me up to yesterday saying they want the whole what you call it, the whole what did we just do a while ago, the whole Secret Science, the series we just did, man, symbolic writings, right? The ones that want the whole symbolic writings, but the cost for the whole symbolic writings is not going to be the same as the subscription anymore, because that series is completed. It's standing out by itself. The 50 is for a monthly subscription. I mean, you cannot lose by that. So I'm encouraging you to give us a call, give us a text, or email us and say that you want to be a part of that subscription tier. That's how we do it, brothers and sisters. Okay, somebody time is off here. It is obvious that Walt Disney is basically the father of animation, especially animation that we know it as we know it today. He has revolutionized storytelling. He has revolutionized artwork, even theater. That's Walt Disney, Walter Disney. When you see remember, you know, when he even came out with his first set of animated cartoons, although people were like, okay, that's interesting, but they never thought he could, you know, stack up with the big boys. Then he started to win Oscars, back to back. He came a force to reckon with. So I want to go into a bit of who he was tonight, and then what we will do after that. As I said, tomorrow evening when we come together, we're going to be breaking down some science. But anyway, I don't want to waste no more time.
Studio.
We're going to go straight into this, continue to listen to this documentary here, speaking about the secret lives of Walt Disney.
With this big new multi-million-dollar...
Marie Beardsley was one of the artists asked to make the move from the old studio.
With this big new multi-million-dollar studio in Burbank, everything was segregated, and just things got too big and too impersonal. And I think that's where the trouble started.
Disney's assembly line methods have created a hierarchy of jobs. At the top were the animators, all men, and all hand-picked by Disney. Beneath them were hundreds of inkers and painters. Their job was to color in the thousands of drawings that made up each scene. It was monotonous work, and Disney decided that it was a job for women.
This is the first studio that departmentalized women to do the slave work. This is a way of keeping a disciplined lower force to do all this menial work. And they were treated terribly.
No women in the animation department whatsoever. Not at all. That was the men's department. So the women were just in the inking and painting department. They just inked the drawings and painted them. I guess it never occurred to Walt to even put a man in the inking and painting. That was sort of demeaning work, you know.
I tell you, they were kept in a room and they dasn't get up. Then they had a tea break. had teeth, and back to work.
The supervisors would come around and stand behind you and watch how well you were inking and how fast you were painting. You were timed to see if you were worth keeping on. Some people got fired.
This I remember clearly, Walt saying once that women, were all right, to be used in a menial capacity because once they reached the age 30, the hand got shaky, so it was time to get rid of them.
Disney liked to think of himself as the head of a large and happy family, and in The Reluctant Dragon, he plays the part of a relaxed and approachable boss.
Hi. We're just going to run a new picture. You want to sit through it? Yeah, I'd love to. It'd be fine. You can roll whenever it's ready.
But in reality, the atmosphere at the new studio had changed, and Disney's increasingly autocratic style of management meant that for many, the words Uncle Walt had begun to take on a new meaning.
I'd be walking down the hallway, and I'd see people ahead of me sort of get out of the center of the hall and move out of his way, and as he came by, it was a feeling that they flattened against the wall almost to avoid being in his way.
People around the studio called him Uncle Walt, but there was a satirical spin on that because, they're uncles who are a real pain. They're into your life all the time and domineering and controlling, and that was Uncle Walt to most people at the studio.
In Disney's extended family at the studio, he had this ironclad ban on any kind of socializing and anything that smacked of sexuality. That was completely verboten.
An inter-office memo was sent around to all the girls in ink and paint, and it said, "The men who are married at Disney's are happily married, and we want all of the girls to understand that." He was quite a Puritan. He didn't want any hanky-panky.
For a Hollywood mogul, Disney was unusually straight-laced. He had met his wife, Lillian, in 1924, when she arrived from Idaho to work at his fledgling studio. They stayed together for more than 40 years. No one who worked with Disney remembers him showing any interest in other women. In fact, he told one of his animators that he loved Mickey Mouse more than any girl he'd ever known.
It was Disney's birthday. A couple of animators made a film of Mickey and Minnie fornicating.
Wow.
And ran it, and everybody got a really good laugh out of it, and it was a very harmless bit of footage, at the end of which Disney stood up and said, "That was great. That was fabulous animation. Who did that?" And the animators who did raised their hands, and he fired them on the spot.
And nobody crossed him. If they did cross him, they were simply fired.
Joan Scott was hired by Disney as a screenwriter. She was assigned to a veteran studio producer who'd been with Disney for more than 23 years. But on a trip to Europe, the producer made the mistake of disagreeing with Disney over a filming location.
They were in the hotel lobby discussing these two places, and Jerry was speaking up for the choice he'd made, and Disney said, "But so-and-so said this is better because..." And Jerry said, "But no, Walt, I think..." And Walt said, "Take the next plane home." Fired him in the hotel lobby.
Hello, I'm Walt Disney. When I was a boy in Missouri, I practically lived outdoors. I find I don't make it quite as often now, but like millions of others, I like to enjoy it when I can.
Disney was raised in America's heartland, and throughout his life, he felt a strong attachment to the folksy values of his Midwestern childhood. He liked to say that his hometown had made him what he was. But America's Midwest was never the most cosmopolitan place, and along with his apple pie values came a certain small-town prejudice.
He was as bigoted a person as I've ever encountered, especially in a position of power. He made no bones about not liking this or that type of people.
Now, here's where I want to come in. He made no bones about liking this or, that type of people. Let's get into this.
He especially hated, oh God, he didn't like Jews.
He didn't like, here it is. He especially hated, oh God, he didn't like Jews? That sounds like what we used to call it. That's a question. You're interrogating there. There's a type of sentence you call it. Or he especially didn't like, what you call it, Jews? I don't think it's Jews he really wanted to say. Maybe he didn't like Jewish people, yes. Because you see, when it comes to the plight of the black man, the quote-unquote Negro, when it comes to the African that was enslaved, it seems like, I don't know if the chastisement was so heavy upon us that we have to spread it and share the pain. Huh? Although those who we share the pain with ain't really getting no pain. They're seeking to reap the reward when the time comes. What I mean is this. Most of us, some of us, in our narrative, especially some of us that are conscious, we like to talk about we the darker people of the world. But when we say the darker people of the world, we ain't talking about black people, African, no. We're talking about anybody that's not a European. Chinese, Japanese, Korean, go into the whole stash of the darker people of the world. Check it good. Then you have ones talking about blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, and they come down the line. You understand? Now I'm a Bobo Shanti brother. Bobo Shanti deal with human rights and justice. And this ain't got nothing to do with prejudice against nobody else. This just has to do with you dealing with your own. You gotta check your own house before you check another person's house, isn't so it go? So nobody can be upset with me. I know no one could ever say they hear me preach any kind of, well I don't preach at all, but advocate any hatred for no one. Maybe you may say I have because of how you have taken what I have given. But I just talk about loving myself, loving my people. That's what I talk about. So when it comes to loving my people, I don't have no time to look around and every time I have to say, well, I don't have nothing against nobody else. You see all of that? Wasting time saying that. Who you trying to impress? I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm trying to assist in the liberation, the total liberation of our people. And the shackles may be off the feet, but they're definitely on the mind. Yeah, check it. Yeah. So I'm saying now, he definitely didn't like, what you call, Jews? But the blacks are the original Jews, you know. Without a doubt, so there's no complaint, there's no mistake about that. The original Jews. So there's nothing that is misunderstanding there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to continue to hear what the brother is saying and get a good idea of exactly what he's putting forward. And I think we will we get a better clarity now. He's going to give an example of a Jewish lady. In fact, the Jewish lady is going to speak. And as I said now, with the spreading of the pain, even when people speak about the Ku Klux Klan, they say, oh, the Ku Klux Klan, they didn't like Negroes. And they didn't like Jews. This is the Ku Klux Klan. And they didn't like Roman Catholic. You understand? So once you're a Roman Catholic, no matter what you are, the Ku Klux Klan don't like you. So now you get this impression as if the Ku Klux Klan and the blacks and the Jews, everybody's in the same bowl. Everybody's in the same pot. They're all the same, and nothing could be further away from the truth. So this is how they try to sell it. And I'm only telling you all of this so you don't get softened up or dumbed down to what this fella just said. Oh, you know, oh man, he didn't like, he couldn't stand Jews. Listen to this, and then you're gonna get the real part too.
King of this or that type of people. He especially hated, oh God, he didn't like Jews, especially New York ones.
Here it is now.
Joan Scott had been aware of Disney's anti-Semitic reputation when she arrived at the studio.
Jill Scott.
Being part Jewish, it made her feel uncomfortable.
Jill Scott.
We were on our way to lunch at the commissary, and Disney's right-hand man came rushing out the door and said, "Wait a minute." And he said, "Joan, I have a question from Walt."
Oh,
And
Scott. All right.
he just wants to know what your background is. And I knew, I don't know if it's instinctively just common sense, that he didn't want to know if I was English or French. So I said, "I'm really American hash. I'm some English, some Czech, some German, and I'm an eighth Jewish." And you could see this man's face just change expression.
Somebody hired, of course, the front office or, whoever was hiring, I forget, hired this very dark, I mean, he was blue, black Hindu.
No, here it is now. No, here, listen to where we going now. Somebody hired a blue, black, a dark, very dark, a blue, black Hindu, one of the untouchables. What do you call them? Oh my, it's missing me. Anyway, the Dravidians. Somebody hire one of these people. The impression that I'm getting, and the fella is laughing when he's saying this, the impression that I'm getting that it was obvious that they already had orders not to hire no black people. Straight off. No matter what they could do, what they could draw, it don't make a difference. We don't want no black people here. So obviously the person that hired the dark Hindu, you could say he was just using his, his own understanding, making his own judgment then. So he decided that, okay, let me use my own initiative. I mean, this is not a nigger. He's as straight as mine. I'll hire the fellow, man. Okay. Gee whiz. Listen to this.
Dark. And, so, Walt was, walking along the hallway up to his room and must have made a take like you can't believe it when he saw this guy. God, he did a take. Went up to his office, I guess, and he said, what's that Negro doing around here? Oh, no, he's not a Negro. He's a Hindu. He said, well, he's pretty dark. Get rid of him.
All right. Okay. I think that was very, very, very clear. I mean,
he was blue, black Hindu. Very dark. And, so, Walt was, walking along the hallway up to his room and must have made a take like you can't believe it when he saw this guy. God, he did a take. Went up to his office, I guess, and he said, what's that Negro doing around here?
Anybody that? So he said no, when Walt Disney saw the man, he kind of jumped like, what? And then he went back in his office and said, what's that, like he's searching for words. I don't think Walt was searching for words, like he's searching for words. You could see he don't really want to say it. What's that Negro doing there?
Oh, no, he's not a Negro. He's a Hindu. I said, well, he's pretty dark. Get rid of him.
He's pretty dark. Get rid of him. Now, what I'm saying here, I mean, obviously, it may look as if, okay, we're just picking, not necessarily at random, but picking on someone then, like we're picking on good old Uncle Walt. There are many people like that. I'm sure I am oversure that there are many people like that. If people is the term. But I'm just saying, this ain't many people. This is Walter Disney, Elias Disney, Disneyland, Disney World, Fantasia, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy and Pluto, Disney. This ain't no regular stuff. This is the father, the grandpappy, if you want to say, of not just modern day, but animation in general. It looks simple, you know. But Disney leave Hanna and Barbera in the dust. It was a race between Bugs Funny and Mickey Mouse, you know, in the dust. Disney World and Six Flags in the dust because of the accomplishments of Walter Elias Disney. We're just going to put one or two things out. There was a big strike when he went into his new studio. I just want to highlight a bit of that, nothing too deep, and then we'll get into some
Disney conceived Fantasia as the studio's coming of age, its great contribution to high art. But its banal, often tacky imagery came as a disappointment. In this scene, which accompanies Beethoven's Sixth Symphony, the heads of Disneyfied American teenagers are grafted onto the bodies of centaurs.
I remember when we worked on Fantasia, some of the guys say, "Oh God, someday we'll be proud to say that we worked on Fantasia." It's just the opposite, see. I see it now, and I wonder what the hell could we do that? We seem to have gone crazy. How could we, translate Beethoven's Sixth Symphony into that bacchanal?
Bacchanal.
On seeing this scene, Disney was impressed. He said, "Gee, this'll make Beethoven."
Before you go into this part of it, I've seen Fantasia, just quickly, and I'm going to stay too long on this. I've seen Fantasia as a child several times. And that scene there with the centaur, he say human bodies and centaurs. That's a centaur, human body and horse. They show, as you said, animated version of teenagers, Caucasian teenagers, obviously. And it was really like animated soft pornography, really. That's what it was. I mean, if you ever seen the Fantasia, you see the little cupids cocking their little rear end up in the camera and then it turned to a heart. What kind of nasty, disgusting thing is that? And you see the two centaurs, what's the plural of centaur? Or whatever, go behind the silk curtain and you know what's going to happen behind there in Walt Disney's cartoon. So that's why the artists were saying they went mad, they went crazy. They didn't, now he's looking back at it, he's wondering what were they thinking about? He was sick. He ain't gonna look sick today, but it was really sick at the time. Disgusting, really. As I said, not today. It was Playboy on the Disney screen in a softened version. It was definitely as hot as Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Yeah, what's wrong? I don't like a lot of people that like to pretend like they don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So just that mentality alone That is why they could, as one was saying, that's why they could draw, they could make a cartoon of Mickey and Minnie Mouse fornicating. One of his artists said that. I thought they were married. Anyway, Mickey and Minnie Mouse fornicating. And they showed it to Walt. They wouldn't just show it to Uncle Walt just so. A group of them, and they all had a laugh, and then he fired them. He didn't fire them because of the sick nature of what they did. He fired them because they put his god Mickey Mouse in that. Because it's worship here, you know. It's Zeus and Pluto. It's worshiping Pluto. This is God worshiping. So you don't be playing around with Walt's gods. Anyway, we don't reach there yet. More than likely we ain't gonna reach there tonight. But tonight is obviously important, a foundation for where we'll be going tomorrow evening for sure. Let's continue.
Real publicity from the 40s showed Disney, pencil in hand, at work as an animator.
Imagine that.
In fact, he played no part in drawing any of the classic Disney films.
Imagine that.
Walt was not a good draftsman
Hear that.
and did it only for the camera.
Imagine that.
He was not an artist.
Eh, eh.
He was always being asked when he was out in the hinterlands giving talks and meeting people, draw Mickey, and he couldn't draw it.
Wow.
So I remember when they got old Freddie Moore, who was considered the best Mickey Mouse man, to teach Walt how to draw a three-quarter shot of Mickey Mouse, which Walt used from then on. A three-quarter shot of the face so that he could sign that. You know, that's his drawing.
Despite his limitations as an artist, Disney took the lion's share of on-screen credits. In film after film, the name Walt Disney dominated the screen, dwarfing the contribution of the studio's artists.
Some of the stuff they did in those features had not been done before on a screen.
Obviously.
And they were doing it. I mean, Walt might be approving it, he might even be suggesting it sometimes, but they were the ones who were executing it, finding the means of accomplishing it, and, you know, to be kind of relegated to a minuscule credit at the end of the movie, or maybe at the beginning, but still tiny. That was hurtful. This is really quite creative people. You know, he could have shared. It wasn't his nature to, but, you know, in an ideal world, he could have.
I was in New York, and they had a big exhibit at the Museum of Modern Art about the art of Walt Disney. So of course I went to see it. See, I was curious. I go to see the art of Walt Disney. All this stuff around, signed. Everything was signed Walt Disney. He hadn't made any one of those goddamn drawings. The art of Walt Disney is the art of a company, fine, but not Walt signing his name to other people's drawings. That's not fine at all.
During his career, Walt Disney was awarded more Oscars than any other artist in the history of Hollywood.
It is.
In all, he won no less than 26 Academy Awards.
It is.
But as the honors piled up, resentment amongst his artists grew.
It is.
Many felt that Disney was stealing the credit for work that they were doing.
He didn't like sharing the honors, you know, and he always had that his name went up, but he had some mighty fine talent, and he knew how to rely on the talent to get things done, and they did, but they didn't get much credit for it.
He took care to see that people did not get credit. Jack Kenny, he did a film, Walt had nothing to do with the film at all, but Walt marched up there to get the Oscar. And this was repeated over and over.
I remember one time going up to Walt, you know, with a committee, and suggesting that maybe, you know, we should have some kind of a, just like the Oscars, some kind of a celebration where we gave, you know, recognizing the best animation, the best layout, background, the best, you know, different things of animation, you know, and hand out, you know, not Oscar, but, you know, something like that. And his retort was, if there's any, any prizes are going to be handed out, I'll receive them, he said. Just like that. That ended our meeting.
Disney's vision of his studio as a happy family had turned sour. His artists had come to see him less as a father figure and more as a despot.
Okay, let me pause there. I don't want to go too far into all of that. Basically, what happened, if you know your history, there was a strong strike against Walt Disney. I think the people then wanted to form a union. They went back and forth. You know what I mean? He wasn't ready to give in at all. He wasn't ready to let up. I think what happened, he had to leave the country once. Not had to leave the country, he left the country. I think it is his brother, the one they call Roy Disney, that encouraged him to leave the country. And when he left the country, they actually, Roy went and made some decisions and basically, you know, put the people back to work, you know. You can go on and on into the depths of that, but I don't want to break down that too much. That's just going to take a lot of time. So you can just do your own homework on that. I wouldn't say that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It has a lot to do, because that's the basic idea. We're just giving an idea of the person. But I'm more looking at a lot of important things, because if this individual was quote unquote racist, I would assume it would come out in his cartoons. I mean, it's an individual that obviously expressed himself in his cartoons. Oh yes, let me highlight this part here, since we're talking about in cartoons. Yeah. This is important. And keep in mind, you know, this is the Mystic Vibration, exactly what we have here. 13 minutes now, moving up unto the hour of, sorry. 16 minutes was going on here, moving up unto the hour of 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. You're definitely in tune to Radio Anu, radioanu.com. This is once again, you're into the shock of the hour. Honorable Priest Kidemi Shalom Isaac here with you. And remember, this is the fourth episode in the series that we're doing, The Secret Science Behind Cartoons. And for this fourth edition, we're just taking this hour to highlight Walt Disney and a little more in depth of who he is and his motives and different things, because we're going to get into breaking down some of his direct works, you know, after this in our program tomorrow for sure. All right, listen to this.
Six weeks after Dumbo's release, the United States and Disney went to war.
Right in the devil's face, then Hawthorne says they'll never bump this place. The firewall, right in the Gordon's face. Is he not the Superman? I am you a Superman? No, he is the Superman. Super duper Superman. Is this Nazi land so good? Would you leave it if you could? Ja, this Nazi land is good. We would leave it if we could. Everyone upon
In Der Führer's face, Donald Duck was enlisted to work for the US propaganda machine.
Yeah.
He showed Americans what life would be like under Hitler. The film was a radical departure for Disney. Aware of the enormous appeal of his best-known characters, he decided to use one of them as a vehicle for political satire. It was translated into several languages, and copies were dropped behind enemy lines. It won Disney an Oscar in 1943.
Let's go with Navy Project.
So what you have there now? So this is obvious propaganda. He win an Oscar for a propaganda cartoon he created. Have his star Donald Duck. Because if most, you always hear me refer to Mussolini, Monsieur Mussolini, as Monsieur Mussolini, Mickey Mouse. So Donald Duck now is Hitler here now. Go and watch the cartoon properly. But anyway, it is supposed to be passed off as a propaganda video, really, basically, you know, because it's World War II now taking place, and Hitler and Germany taking over Poland, etc., etc. So now Walt Disney has joined, well, he was always there, in the ranks of assisting the government. Copies of the film was dropped behind enemy line. What is this? Cartoon, you know, children cartoon. I've seen that cartoon several times. Cartoon, little babies. Propaganda machinery. You hear it for yourself. When I say so, sometimes people feel I'm nuts. When I tell you that some of these we make the news organizations, you know, acclaimed news organization, you know, well recognized, Emmy Award winning. Yeah? Farmer, if you want to use the term farmer, being used very loosely here. News, propaganda news agencies for their specific governments, their respective rulers. And that is what Disney is. Was and is. Man, you hear it for yourself, and you're not now making up. The Donald Duck cartoon with Hitler, the German cartoon, it's obvious. Propaganda, wartime, World War II. He was asked to do that.
In 1942, it was hailed as a masterpiece.
That's Bambi.
Bambi was the last of the great Disney films. After the bitterness of the strike, Disney began to lose his passion for animation. A new obsession was taking its place.
In America, when things go wrong, we look for some kind of alien evil to blame it on, and communism was certainly fulfilled that function for people like Disney, for lots of people in America.
Yeah?
One of those who shared Disney's fear of communism was FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover.
Now, before we even go any more, now just check the waters that we've gone into now. Just check the waters where we're at here. You know, man, one of the individuals that shared Walt Disney's resentment or hatred for communism, the excuse word of the day at that time, was J. Edgar Hoover. The head of the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Who is this fella here now? He is the individual that clearly said he has come to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. We all know that. We all know that. Who don't know that? We all know that J. Edgar Hoover, his main mission was to stop the rise of the Black Messiah, a leader which is charismatic and can excite the people. And these are standing principles that still stand up to today. So, when they were deporting the prophet Marcus Messiah Garvey, according to him, we have caught the black tiger. We have caught the black tiger. We went into the depths as it relates to that in our preview, or review, I should say. Review. Yeah. Of the Black Panther movie. So now here we have J. Edgar Hoover, the man that is charged with the stopping of the rise of the Black Messiah and any more that's going to try to come after him. Oh yeah. So he is basically responsible as they say, single-handedly responsible, and most people write with one hand, so you could say single-handedly for real, responsible for bringing down some of the greats. J. Edgar Hoover, chief enemy of the Negro, J. Edgar Hoover. For him alone, I'm telling you, he's one of them real maniacs incarnated again. He's one of them Henry the Navigator, one of them Livingstone, one of them Columbus and Rhodes, wicked, nasty demons come again. That's people like him. Don't tell me nothing. I don't care if you're related to him. Don't mean nothing to me. I'm sorry. You're talking about Marcus Garvey is related to me. So what you got to say? Yeah. So gay Edgar Hoover now. He's teaming up with Walt Disney. What is this? And we already see Walt Disney. I mean, come on, wake up, man. We already see Walt Disney preparing propaganda cartoons. Oh, kiddie, cartoons are for children. You don't even know what's going on. When they were dropping the Donald Duck, quack, 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 crap. When they were dropping the Donald Duck behind enemy lines, were they dropping them for children? This thing is disgusting, man. Sorry. Maybe these degrees. Yeah. As I was saying. In fact, let's just continue.
Communism in reality is not a political party.
Fire.
It is a way of life, an evil and malignant way of life.
Yes, you
It
are.
reveals a condition akin to disease that spreads like an epidemic. And like an epidemic, a quarantine is necessary to keep it from infecting this nation.
Hoover and Disney shared similar outlooks.
That's Hoover.
You know, they were similarly dark-driven men. They'd done the same thing in almost the same time frame. They had built little organizations into big organizations. The FBI was a Disney-like organization. All those clean-cut, wasp young men in their ties and their black suits and so forth, going around very politely inquiring into your political beliefs. There would have been a natural affinity there.
FBI headquarters. 1 moment, please. I'll give you Mr. Cooper.
Documents released under the Freedom of Information Act revealed that the relationship between Hoover and Disney went beyond a natural affinity.
Freedom of Information Act.
In 1954, the head of the FBI's Los Angeles office wrote to Hoover, recommending that Disney be given special status within the Bureau's intelligence gathering network.
You hear that? Disney to be given special status within the Bureau. Okay.
Mr. Disney can be of valuable assistance to this office.
I'm sure.
It is my recommendation that he be approved as an SAC, Special Agent in Charge. Contact.
Wow.
At the head of each of the FBI's 51 field offices is a special agent in charge.
He was classified as an SAC contact, meaning a contact who is contacted solely by the special agent in charge of the field office, in this case, Los Angeles.
William Turner worked for the FBI for more than 10 years. We asked him to review Disney's FBI file.
Disney was feeding a lot of information about inside Hollywood to the FBI. He was informing to the FBI what he knew about activities of a subversive or conceived subversive nature in the industry.
Disney's FBI file runs to around 600 pages and points to a 20-year relationship with the Bureau. But the exact nature of the information Disney supplied to the FBI might never be known. around 80% of the documents are either partly or wholly blacked out.
Alright, I ain't going no more into that. Now, so Walt Disney, Walter Elias Disney is an agent of the the FBI. That's known facts. I'm not making up nothing on him. I'm not lying on him. I'm not hating on him. Well, I'm just telling you the truth. So what? Many people are agents of the FBI. Yeah. But in this sense, even more so than J. Edgar Hoover, Walt Disney is in a more dangerous position. Walter Disney, I could imagine sitting down with the Hoover. And maybe they did more than sit down, because them is some freaky people. If people is the word. And come into their conclusion of what they intend to do to the minds, to the minds, to the minds in South Africa, and the minds of the little Negroes. How we're going to manipulate them. They're the target. We want to turn them from black tigers to little pussycats. Yeah. Yeah, let's feed them on some kiddles and bits. Yeah. No lions around us, no leopards. We want some real domesticated felines. So let's utilize Mickey Mouse and let's utilize Foghorn or whoever else you got in the bag. Let's utilize them all. How about the Mickey Mouse Club? Let's give them some Mickey Mouse ears. All right, that sounds good. And we can go more than cartoon. We can get Haley Mills and Haley Mills. And, and Annette Funicello. Oh yeah, I know what's going on. We can get them all. And we'll utilize the Brothers Grimm. We'll get some real old fairy tales that we have revered in the medieval time. And let's convert them into something that will catch the eye. And put our little mysteries in them as well. And our subliminal messages. And in 10, 20 years, you're going to have homosexuals. You think this is a joke? In 10, 20 years, you will have freaks. You think this is a joke? In 10, 20 years, almost half the population will be obese. You want to blame that on Disney? You mean to tell me you didn't listen to the program that we did on Thursday? You mean to tell me you have not listened to old MacDonald's secret yet? In 10 to 20 years, we will have obese people. Oh, Disney is not old MacDonald. Man, what are you trying to do? Wreck what I'm saying here? We're talking about the secret science in cartoons, fairy tales, and holidays. We ain't talking about Walt Disney alone. We're making a point and we're spreading the point. And the point is nothing here is by chance. This is all well ciphered out to manipulate the mind of us and our children and their children to come. So when you get into your Walter now, this is why I tell you that even the preacher would tell you that Jonah was swallowed by a whale. Almost anybody in the world will tell you that Jonah was swallowed by a whale. You could hardly find anyone that would stick to their guns and literally put their mind in that frame as such to make sure they stick on the point that Jonah was swallowed by a big fish. Not no way. I'm trying to show you the God figure being swallowed by the fish. It's agency, you know that. We already bust that down. Vishnu. And even in the story of the Mayans and the fifth son and the creation of the fifth world. Within that storyline, it talks about the flooding of the earth and the people became fish. Noah, all the animals went on the boat except what? Obviously fish. So the science of humans and fish is very deep. So when Pinocchio was swallowed by a fish now, that was before Walt Disney's grandfather was born. They be telling them stories there. Pinocchio in the old land, in the homeland, in Europe, in Germany, in Austria. Pinocchio was swallowed by a big fish. And Walt Disney came and took that ancient science, which obviously the Europeans got from somewhere else, because Vishnu is older than their story. And the Nu and the Naunet and even Osiris being swallowed by the catfish in that typology is older than them all. So it has been there for a long time. The Christ and the fishermen and the boats and all of that for a long time. The Sumerians show you that fishman and what you call my good brethren there, the Dogon and the Nomu, the fish people from the Sirius and all of that. So the science of the fish is ancient. Christ's symbol is a fish, it's ancient. So now when Pinocchio now is now all of a sudden swallowed by a whale, so why would Walt change that ancient typology from a fish to a whale? Tomorrow I think we'll break that down a little more. Time is already on us here. Even tomorrow, we have actually gone over the time. Tomorrow we'll touch upon that a bit more. Definitely tomorrow we'll explain to you, we'll explain to you exactly why the Mickey Mouse symbol is the symbol of water, H2O. Although we talked about that in the episode that we did, the Bible decoded in the cartoons, we're going to be touching upon it on another level here tomorrow evening. Well, you can just check it out. You can check that documentary out. That's what you should do tonight. You should go and go right to our YouTube channel and watch the cartoons decoded in the Bible. Priest Isaac YouTube channel or secret messages in the Bible decoded in cartoon. Something or the other like that. I think that's it. The secret messages in the Bible decoded in cartoon. You should watch that tonight, even before you listen to the program tomorrow evening. Because that will help us as we go in, and you will see. And even if you don't watch it, you could just look at the molecular structure of water and look at the Mickey Mouse ears. It's the same thing. So it's no mistake. Walter. Because if you take the L out of his name, you do get water. Walter. It's Freemasonry, man. No mistake. Free Willy, the first blockbuster cartoon, man. Free Willy on the boat. Mickey Mouse on his boat. So anyway, I ain't gonna go too deep into that. Tomorrow we're gonna break down some more sciences. So I'm looking forward for you to come in. And as I said, well, right now exactly 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. I'm gonna put this one on the YouTube. Definitely, yeah. I think I'm gonna make sure I put this one on the YouTube for sure. And what I'm gonna do, I'm encouraging all of you though, please feel free to subscribe to the Mystic Vibration so you could get your program each and every day. The Mystic Vibration Shock of the Hour will be directly mailed to you, will be put right in your inbox, and you get it the same evening as like for now, as we're going to seal up now. I'm going to send this edition of the Shock of the Hour tonight, this what you just listened to, I'm going to be sending it to the inbox of everyone that has subscribed for their monthly package from the Mystic Vibration. So you could do the same. All you have to do is contact us, call us, or WhatsApp us, area code 1268, the number 7283162, or you could definitely email us at priestisaac27 gmail.com, and all you gotta do is say, Preciser, how can I subscribe for the monthly, Mystic Vibration package to receive. Well, you don't gotta say all that. I just tell you what will happen to receive your programs each and every day as we do them. Because sometimes you may not get the program, you may miss the program, and even if you listen every night, I'm thankful, you should still have the programs, to put in your archives and to put in your library, and just for yourself and your family, all these different series, it will be good for you to have them. And I will say $50 for what you're getting. I mean, I don't put a value on a monetary value on what I do, but straight up, $50 for all this information every month, I think that's a good deal, and I just mean that. That's a good deal, So I'm looking forward for you to contact me, and tomorrow evening we'll be going in again. We'll be definitely going in deeper. I'm thankful for your presence, thankful for all those who take the time to tune in every evening. And remember, the Mystic Vibration is you don't have to pay to listen, Once you can join us every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the hour of 6 p.m. And remember, more than likely, these programs will be replayed sometime during the day right here on the Radio Anu, radioanu.com. So, as I said, you can tune into radioanu.com anytime during the day, man. You don't have to wait until the Mystic Vibration. A lot of information and inspiration will be there, so you're just around the house cleaning up, you're just moving through the neighborhood. Put on radioanu.com, tell a friend, tell someone that is looking for a better life or for inspiration. Just tune in. It's not a religious station. We ain't going to be beating you down with our belief and them kind of things. It's just information, inspiration, knowledge from different angles, different views, interviews, debates, lectures, live concerts, so many different things you get right here at Radio Anu. So thanks again. Tomorrow evening, looking forward. As I said, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, for sure the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And I'm sure you know that it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that is amongst us in this time. Give thanks for your presence. Until tomorrow evening, blessed love. Remember, this is Radio Anu. Go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I'm saying go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. So which one is the right one? Don't go nowhere or go nowhere. It's two opposite things. One is saying don't go nowhere, and I'm saying go nowhere. Yeah. Holy man, here lies. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed love to one and all. Give thanks, Rastafari. Live in all ways.